It was an interesting game for the. Let me start by saying it was a very very interesting and exciting game for the neutrals. From the
Yeah,
beginning, to the end, it was an exciting game. And fair game to both teams, but it hurts. Even though I was not expecting us to win, I was very happy to be disappointed with the way we performed in the first half. Wonderful performance, and for it hurts to the fact that we had the game and we gave
yeah.
it away. The things that we've been saying for all our episodes, that we had the chance to put the ball in the net to kill the game, and we didn't. Ateta said the same thing in his post-match conference, a bit interview, that we had the chance to kill the game. Merino too said it, like we started trying something that we're not used to in the second half. So why do we keep doing all of these things? And this is going to be the last time I'm going to complain about the PGMOL, the referees. I'm not going to, because there's no point. It's so obvious. There's no point. So, but
So no,
that's
everybody
my
knows that
exit.
one without a doubt. That there's no doubt the PGML has improvements to do, right? Inconsistent calls, but we'll push that aside for now because
Ah,
there is so many positives to take away from this game. Coming into this game today, we knew that it's for Liverpool for the taking. But
mm,
when we saw the lineup, there was an extra,
yes,
boost of confidence seeing Saka and Timber. Though I had my concerns, knowing that these
yeah,
guys are probably not 100, and we're
yes.
risking them, knowing full well that we're still going to have some tough games coming up against Newcastle and Chelsea, right? But that being said, I'm going to also pull from the positives in the middle of the park. What Partey was able to do inverting was masterclass. Was masterful.
Mm.
Like, I was bothered a lot about the fact that Diaz was going to run him ragged. But no,
He
he
handled
stood his
it.
ground. He had a lot of good moments, though he still has some shaky moments with Diaz, which we'll
Which
typically expect. There's no fullback that won't have
every
that moment with
fullback has
Diaz,
that.
right?
Yeah.
But one of the players I had biggest doubts on, for a fact, was Mikel Merino, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy when I have to eat my words, right? That
Absolutely.
he has signed up to the Arsenal goal list. He has scored a goal, and for a fact he put up a great performance.
Yes.
We saw him in the position we expect him to be playing in, and I'm excited, knowing
Mm-hmm.
full well that there's so much to come from him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, attack wise, it goes without saying we are a different outfit without Saka.
Saka.
We are a completely different side with Saka in it. Saka proved to us again why he is the star boy.
Mm-hmm.
No one can argue the fact that Saka is world class. The first touch, how he took Robertson away and finished it.
The run.
That run, and we have to give it to Ben White as well. That pass he floated to him was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But coming back from injury, not having some of the fans bothered that he might not be up for it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what he gave us. First attempt on goal. That is what we spoke about just yesterday in the last video we had. That we need that moment, that incisive moment where we know we would have a chance, but can we put the chance away? I saw it from our star boy. It only gives me a little worry when I see our left side with Martinelli that has so much promise. And what he
Ah,
does in terms of his goal output from that left side. I'm like, what are we doing? Is he a fullback?
it's not. It's not. Martinelli should be benched. Not for a short period. Yeah. See, if not for lack of quality, Martinelli doesn't deserve to start. Forget, even when he's on form. When he's on form, I'm telling you, like the best we've seen of Martinelli does not exceed. Like he's just like he has just shown us that he's a good left winger. We are seeing potentials. We are talking about potentials. We have not seen that world-class performance as we have seen on our right.
Yeah, and just
So,
just before we go off and get some people watching to say, come on, he had those good moments too. But we are not saying Martinelli is a bad player. If we're going to rate him this today like this from his performance, is definitely way above average. However, we are looking at the standard that we have on the right
mhm,
compared to what we have on the left. We are
exactly.
looking at the standard that has
Mhm.
been set in Arsenal on
And
that
also,
left.
the standard that he has set in his best season so far, that cemented his position for the
Yes.
left for the left wing. That
Yes.
season that he gave us double digits, 15 goals and 15 goals in the Prem, and about like 11 assists or something, or in all comps. Let's just say like a double digit. But I'm talking about like those numbers are like numbers that you should be averaging
For
based
a
off on
club
the
the size of
standards.
Arsenal, your winger should be able to average.
Yes.
Looking at
And
how we
even
play, it's not as if we
yes,
have the killer man in
and even you
central.
yourself, it's not a one-off that you do that season. Yes, injuries and everything. Now, when you now have the chance, when you are in that position to
Yeah.
take those chances that will give you those numbers that we were talking about before, can you take them? If you don't take them, these are chances that you have taken before. If you don't now take them now, you deserve to be questioned.
So,
And it changed our game. We talked about it yesterday in the
but let's
last episode that
yes.
when you don't score a chance that you should score,
Mm-hmm.
you will later pay for it. It's standard. It
And it
happened
happened to us.
against
It happened
yes,
to us again.
it happened in Bournemouth now.
It happened in Bournemouth. It happened today now. Like we had an
Exactly.
opportunity to go ahead, and then we were cut out because players were really advanced up the pitch, right? So, but all that being said, we were able to get a point out of this game that we thought we were not going to get anything out of. Like,
Yeah.
I would say a lot of the fans had no belief, including you yourself, sir.
Yeah. No, I
You
didn't.
believe
And
we were going to lose 2-0, but I told you there will
because
be
I was not
goals.
expecting Saka and Timber to start.
Okay.
You
Facts,
know,
facts,
so
facts,
when
facts.
I saw that, I was like shocked. I was like, whoa. And this very thing that we expect from Saka, that X factor that we always talk about,
Yeah.
delivered again for us. In that run, in that 9 minutes goal that Saka did for us, if it wasn't Saka, if Saka was not in that position, do you think we would have had that chance?
There's nobody else that can do that thing.
Nobody else.
Nobody. As in, not just do the same thing, because you probably not get a player that will do the same thing, but there is no player on the right side that can give us that magic that we know now that we need. So someone like a Jesus,
You
right?
can find
Which I would say
Sterling
is
in,
the next in line,
you can even find Sterling in that position,
but he won't do that.
but he would not finish it. He would either have a bad first touch or miss the miss the ball when he's trying to cut back in.
Yeah,
So
but you know what? It's not all doom and gloom, bro. It's it's a
so
valuable point.
the
It's
best thing
painful
I've
that we're
seen
ahead.
first half, first half of this game is the
Yeah,
best football we've played this season. So now
yeah,
I want to change my tone. So like let not be like say it's all doom and gloom. But
yeah.
the first half of this game was the best football we've played in this season.
Absolutely,
It was
absolutely.
so good that if we are taking more of our chances, we're talking about being like 3-1 or 4-1 up in the first half. And
Hmm.
that changes the game completely.
Yeah.
So it is again showing us that we can play this way, we can dominate games if we maintain a
We
90%
must give credit
possession.
to whom credit is due in this game, right? A lot of players that we've spoken about in recent times that have
Mm-hmm.
not been, giving us the best of quality,
Mm-hmm.
they rose to the occasion. I have
Yeah.
to, point out the fact that Merino, did a magic by giving us that goal, no doubt. And also I have to say Trossard put in a shift.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he had those moments, those half turns, and he actually distributed very well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also quite impressed with how Kivio came in, despite the fact that we had lost our,
Mm-hmm.
I would say the backbone of the current defense we had for today.
Ah,
And
God.
he wasn't really phased. He still he held his own, right? And
Yeah.
I won't put it on him for the second goal they
No, no,
scored,
no, no.
but
That wasn't on him.
it wasn't on him. It was just on the fact that we were attacking
It's
and we
transition.
didn't finish up, and
Yeah,
they turned. So
the transition
if
on us. So.
we could have, the game could have gone either way because we had those moments.
Mm-hmm.
There was that moment where Martinelli was actually, there was a turn on the game and Martinelli was put out free. But you know
Mm-hmm.
what Martinelli had? He did that 3 times where he was giving ball free to actually turn. And you look at someone in that position like, what are you doing?
Konate stopped every Martinelli's move. I'm talking about everyone. To the point that Martinelli stopped making forward runs anytime he saw that Konate was behind Trent. So it shows lack of confidence for me. If you
Yeah.
watch it, there were runs of times that we would give Martinelli, being our outlet, the ball, especially in the second half, and he runs. Maybe he now wants to take the player on, right? But what does he do? If you are not taking the player on, you can play combination play. You can bring it back to the running midfielder. Don't let it just be a waste of attack. So I would give credit also to Liverpool's defense.
Yeah,
They
you
came
can't take
ready.
it away from
They
Konate.
came ready.
Konate was a
Konate
beast
was like a
today.
fence. He was like stopping everything Martinelli was giving.
Yeah.
So man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
And the thing is, if you look at it across the pitch, right? A lot of players turned up. A lot of players, had a midi game.
Mm-hmm.
But I will not fault anyone on that field for the effort they put in, for the
No,
distance they covered. Like,
no.
in as much as we say Martinelli doesn't give us what we need up front, he actually put in a shift defensively today as well, which,
Mm-hmm.
kept us in the game for large parts of it. However, I suspected that we might not be able to hold on to it for the remainder of the time where we had. But I'm happy that we're able to get away with that game with a point, right? Knowing full well that this is not the Arsenal in full strength. But I'm excited seeing that Arteta was able to pull this out of the bag, at least going away from that game with something, and knowing that when our players get back, we are we are we are looking promising.
Mm-hmm.
We've not had such an exciting half of football in the Premier League this season so far. And we've had that exciting half in the absence of an Odegaard, in the absence of a Saliba, and a half fit Timber, and probably almost half fit
Saka.
Saka,
Yeah.
right? So seeing Merino, seeing Partey, seeing Rice
No.
actually hold the
Rice
reins.
is Rice is just averaging eight over tens right now
Yeah,
at this point because he was solid.
he
He
was
was
very solid
solid.
today.
He
So
was
let's
solid.
let's quickly go into the player ratings, right? Starting off with David Raya. David Raya, I would actually give him I want to give him a 7, but I'll give him a 6.
I'll give him a 6.
Yeah, I'll give him a 6. Not like he had so much to do. Giving him a 6 also in consideration for the fact that he had good distribution today to a reasonable
Mm-hmm.
extent. But in terms of his coordination, the set piece coordination with his team was not so good. He considered 2 goals, so I don't think it would make any sense to give him 7. Are you in agreement with that?
Yeah, 6. 6 is the max I can give him because
Yeah.
aside from that McAllister's header that he saved, that was a good save. The
There
goal.
was there was another save from McAllister. I think who else again? There was a shot that he saved. Trying to remember if it was from Curtis Jones or.
Yeah,
But he put
so
in it. It was an
he was
above
just
above
average. He didn't do
average.
anything. He didn't do anything
Yeah, he didn't do anything spectacular.
out of the ordinary. Yeah,
And we'll go to our right back of the day.
Partey.
Uncle Thomas.
Senior man party 8/10. I'm
8
giving
over
him
10.
8.
8 over 10. 8 over
I'm
10.
giving him an 8.
I have to say, Uncle Thomas, I
Nah,
am
senior
sorry.
man.
I am sorry for
Despite the
thinking
snake
that
bites, despite the snake bites that he chopped, but senior man played
yeah,
well
you
today.
collect now. You collect
Senior man
definitely. I
played
was
well
even
today.
getting bothered in the second half that who can we replace him for? Like
Yeah,
he was getting to sleep up a bit, and
yeah,
I'm like the legs,
yeah.
man.
He shot Diaz
But I
up.
get it.
He shot Diaz up. He shot
He
Gakpo up as
did.
well.
He did. He did. He's fighting really hard for his new contract, and I believe he'll do it well.
I know, right? I know, right? We'll
Thomas
talk about
Partey at
that.
8 over
We'll talk
10,
about that.
without a doubt.
We'll talk about
Moving to the centre
that.
backs.
uh Ben White. I'll give Ben White an 8 as well for the
Yeah,
assist, and
absolutely.
he looked comfortable.
Very
As in,
comfortable,
I think people have
assured.
forgotten that Ben White was a wonderful 50 million pound centre back.
Yeah.
We bought Ben White as a 50 million pound centre back, so he's wonderful at centre back, despite us not
And to
seeing.
also remind the fans as well that
Yeah,
we
no
bought him
worry.
50 million even after we had Saliba because he
Yeah,
looked more prepared to take on that role. And the partnership between White and Gabriel was solid
wasn't bad. Yeah,
in this season.
yes,
In this
yes,
season.
yes, yes, yes.
So
So
we can't forget
So
that easily.
it's not he reminded us that he's a wonderful centre back, especially when he now gave the assist as well. He was comfortable with the running backs, especially covering up Partey with
Yeah.
Diaz's space. So I would I'm not, as I said, I'm not disappointed with the way we played at all. We all gave in a good shift.
Yeah,
Gabriel,
I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the, you know, we actually came out flying. According to
yeah,
Ateta, we came out
yeah,
flying, and I'm happy
I
about
thought I
that.
was correct.
I was looking forward to that because I'm like, what in the world does this guy have
I
up his
hope
sleeve to say
I
we'll
hope
come
the
out
next
flying?
thing he will say now is we'll come out flying and we'll end up flying, because we need to end games the way we start games right now. So, but
Yeah, we need to get it over the line, and I
yeah,
think one of the things that impacted us this game is going to take me to the next person we're going to rate, which is Gabriel. I think we went a level down, right?
I told you during the game that changed
Yeah,
the game. It changed the game totally
it
for
changed the
us.
game, and it's just part of the unfortunate, situation that we find ourselves in. But we know it can happen to anyone. It's
Mm-hmm.
how we get to deal with this unfortunate situation that
Mm-hmm.
shows us the quality that we have in the side. So
Yeah.
I'll give him for a fact. I'll give him a 7
Mm-hmm. And me
with the
too.
time he had on the
Same.
field.
Same. For the
Yeah, I'll
time he
give him
had
a
on the
7.
field, I'll give
Yeah.
him 7.
Then I quickly want to get to Timber as well.
Hmm.
Timber was the hope I had in the game, right? Moving forward, assisting Saka, but oof, I think I'm going to give him a 6 though.
Yeah.
I'll give him a 6. He had,
If I give him more than 6, I can't give him a 7. So
yeah, I
probably a
can't give
6.
him the same thing I'll give Gabriel,
No, I'll give
right?
him a 6.
But that 6 is on the consideration that he didn't have a bad game, but he
Mm-hmm.
didn't just give us what we know Timber is capable of giving
Mm-hmm.
us.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe
Mm-hmm.
that's as a result of
Him
the
not being 100%.
tactics not being 100% for a fact, yes,
Mm-hmm.
and also the tactics that Ateta came up with for the game, because
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Partey was doing more of the inverting. He was
Mm-hmm.
basically the
But that was only first half. That
yeah
inversion, that was only first half. So I'm talking about, like, we'll get to it. Don't let me don't let me cut.
yeah he
Yeah,
he wasn't 100.
yeah,
Let's just leave it
yeah. He
at that.
wasn't.
But
Timber
as
wasn't
far as
100.
his performance today is concerned, it's 6.
Yeah, 6.
Then coming into the midfield,
I agree with you. And there was even a time where we were building up, and Gabriel was telling him to move forward so that the play would progress from
mm,
that side. And he just stayed back. So Gabriel had to reshuffle the pass, and we ended up losing possession of the ball. So, like, as you said, he didn't offer the extra things that we know that Simba can
moving
offer,
forward,
especially
yes,
moving forward. So I agree with that 6. Rice. I can't take anything away from Dex. Dex gave us everything, even plus the assists. I'll give Dex an
yeah.
8. I'll give Dex
An
an 8.
8.
Yeah, I'll give
An
him an
8.
8.
Standard 8. That delivery was pinpoint precision, spot on. I was
Declan
hearing a lot of
Becker.
people comment about, how Beckham-esque his set pieces are now looking, right?
Yeah.
And it's
Did you
actually a beauty
notice?
to watch. And I'm happy that, he's one of the players that is coming back to speed. That
Yeah.
we know he's capable of these things and he's putting it up for us. So awesome. The guy beside him today, Merino.
Merino. It's like everybody is scoring and assisting at the moment, but Merino as well gave him a good shift. So I'll give him an 8.
I'll
You
give him
know,
an 8.
he played well.
He's how a player is getting assimilated into the team is that he's not standing out like a sore thumb.
Mm-hmm.
When he's not obvious, like he's at pace with the game now. He's coming to pace with the
Mm-hmm.
game,
Mm-hmm.
and getting that header across,
Mm-hmm.
actually made up for an opportunity that he was getting close to a
He
couple of minutes
had
before then.
2 of those chances.
Yeah,
The first one, he clashed with
bumbled it
Partey.
away. Yeah.
He clashed with Partey and he couldn't get it on target. The
Hmm.
same inward cross. And that second, that goal that he scored, there was a moment where Rice went to confirm if it should be an in swinger or out swinger. That means if it was Saka to take it with his left foot,
Mm.
or Declan should take it with his right foot.
Mm.
So when it was decided for Declan to take it, it was better for those types of runs that we make. But anyway, it's like kudos to Dex, kudos to Merino as well. These are the things that we know that he can deliver in the game. But even before the goal, there was a little bit of comfortability in the possession and in his combination play with Martinelli, where
And let's not forget this midfield we are ranking as 8 came against a
in
solid
Liverpool,
midfield,
yeah,
a Gravenberg, McAllister,
yeah,
and we couldn't feel their dominance, right? I
nothing,
think I think Liverpool was most dominant in the defense today, right?
yeah.
And how they switch play quickly. But in terms of controlling the game, we did a better job in the middle of the park.
Exactly why our midfielders will be rated more than them. You know,
Yeah.
they are better. They are players. Liverpool's players that will have higher ratings will be in their defense.
Mm-hmm.
Will be in their defense because those were like even their second goal was defender to attackers combined, and
Yeah.
everything. So, which is why the next players that we would rate, our front three, so there's only one of them that I can rate high, which is Saka. Martinelli
And
dulled us.
Saka, what would you give Saka today?
I'll give Saka an 8.
8 for Saka. I'm almost tempted to want to give him a 9. Don't to tell you it was that good. That finish was that good. That was like the best goal of the game. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, for a fact, 8. That's the standout performer from the attack,
From
right?
the attack, yeah.
Um, looking at other players we had in attack today, we had Kai, Trossard, and Martinelli as well. And
Mm-hmm.
out of those 3 players, I think probably I'll give Trossard a 7, right? In
Mm-hmm.
terms of uh, I'll give him a 7 because I can't give him a 6 and give Kai a 6,
Okay.
right? I think he provided so much more in the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
In terms of his combination play, right? Than
Mm-hmm.
Kai. Kai still gave us work rate, but we had those moments. He had in the first half, he had that moment. You should have put that away. Come on, come
Yes,
on.
yes, yes. So, I mean, I expected more from Kai. So, Kai is going to have a 6 for me. I agree with Trossard having 7 because he offered more. I think he came into the game late, but eventually grew into the game and offered a lot of attacking um, runs and linking that midfield to the attack. But I didn't
Yeah.
see that from Kai. Neither did I see that from Martinelli. I was not impressed with them. So
So you're
Trossard,
going to give Martinelli a 6 as well then?
yeah. Even if I can even give him a 5 for.
No, come on, come on,
Let me
come
give you.
on.
I'll give him a 6 because of his defensive contribution,
His work rate now. He's
bro.
just that guy that
I can give
I
him a
still see
5
him.
for the chances he missed.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll give him a 6, especially for the chances he missed, right? If he had scored in this game, he'll be in contention for an 8 because he looked lively.
Yes,
But he missed a lot of chances. So from
yes. He
from
missed
my
a
own
lot of
point of view, I
chances.
think 6 would just be fair.
He missed a lot of chances. He 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 stopped most of our transition attack.
Mm.
Remember that they scored from transition attack, and Martinelli had not one, not two, not three transition attacks that he stopped. It's not the same thing I'm talking about, but I'm telling you, he can.
We
The
don't.
reason why I'm going to insist on 5 is because he contributed defensively and in keeping up our shape. In our best performance, even in the first half, that was our best game. What did he actually do? You understand? So, bro,
Yeah.
we need to demand more of this guy, and
No. So the
and
thing
not
is, I
because
I
I'm not
I do not
hating on him.
disagree.
I'm not hating on him, but I know that he can deliver.
That's why I agree with you that I agree that he can deliver much more.
Mm-hmm.
But I will still give him a confident 6 because aside from the work rate, in the first half he had some deliveries into the box that should have. He was the one that delivered that cross that Kai didn't handle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So those are the things that we spoke of in the past that he needed to do more of, and we saw that. And someone else at the end of that, maybe I won't talk about any other player. I wanted to mention Isaac, but let me just leave Isaac out of it.
Jesus.
Jesus, forget Jesus, please. That guy is not. It's
Oh
not.
my
It's not it. It's
god.
not it at this point. But you know what? I don't want to sound like we have anything against any of the players, but coming off the bench for me, I feel Ethan still looked sharp,
Sure.
right? Still looked very sharp, and I'm just praying that he's going to get more time. Obviously, for the fact
Mm-hmm.
that he came in this game, I
Mm-hmm.
know that's a good sign. But another player that I was impressed by is Skelly.
Yeah, Lewis Kelly's a baller.
Skelly. I was impressed at the end of the game, but
Mm-hmm.
at the point where he did some things, I'm like, is this boy okay? Why is he taking this kind of risk?
He was too calm. He
He
was
was
too
too
calm.
calm. I'm like, don't come and be giving me a Maitland, Aislinn, Miles
He
vibe
was
here
too
because two
calm.
of you now have those
But
long names.
but also, yeah,
Mm.
um he gave us like a good shift, but I will still rate him 6. I would have given him a 7, and this is why.
Skelly.
Yeah.
I mean, I will even give him that 6 F. You are very generous.
So the reason why is that you see in that transition that they scored, yeah, I felt
Mhm.
Skelly was too advanced
He was too advanced. He was too advanced.
to
That's why
the
I'm like, you're
point
very
where
generous with the 6.
he's the distance that he had to cover up was too much, and Salah had already made that world class wonderful run. That diagonal run that Salah
Yeah.
made was the goal for me. So if Skelly was not as advanced as that, he would have been able to like disturb Salah and probably
And and that's
been
part of
ahead
what
the
that's
track.
what that's part of
Ah!
what I would say. If I'm going to give him any rank, I'll give him a 5. He didn't do badly at all, but he showed what we were missing, like having our players out, having a Timber out. Like none of that happened while Timber was there.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how far advanced we got, Timber was still playing on the air of caution, right? And it's just one of those things. We were unfortunate to have to lose Timber and a Gabriel because those two guys are very, very key in that play, and they were absent.
Mm-hmm.
Or else, I believe we could have, taken all 3 points today. But I'm okay with 1 point. Next game, we'll battle it out. I think we are meeting Newcastle next, right? Or
We have Preston Northern.
no, Preston. Those we'll
Oh,
give we'll give.
in the Prem, we have Newcastle. Newcastle is our next game.
Yeah, so Newcastle not so high on confidence. We can do a job, but we're away.
Mm.
Yeah. So, but if we take the same spirit coming into the game flying, like
Yeah,
Ateta says,
and
we
it
should be able to
depends.
get a good result.
And it depends on who is back as well. I mean, if we can have Saka fitter, or Timber fitter, or Ateta said
We have
Odegaard is too
Saliba. We
far.
have Saliba back to start with,
Yeah, we
so
have
we know
Saliba
for a
back
fact Ben White is going to move back to right back.
to right back,
Partey is going
so
to come back into the midfield.
and Timber can go to the left back if he's available.
Yeah, I'm happy. A point to the Arsenal, third on the table. We are not far away from it, but at least the gap is not as much as it would have been if we lost.
Mm.
So
I,
that's
I I think we're in a good position considering what we've been through and the players that we have
yeah.
unavailable.
I'm just watching, other fans, other, Liverpool fans, Man City fans. I'm like, you are all gonna have to face some tests this season as well. So let's see how you deal with
And
it.
we're not that far
Right?
from them, so
Yeah. So
it's
it's still
just
very
one game.
open.
It's just one game, one game difference, one
Yeah, it's
game.
still very open.
A lot of things can still happen.
Was a narrow, would I call it a narrow victory? Yeah, it was kind of like a narrow victory for City,
Mm-hmm.
right?
One
And
zero
they don't look,
Southampton. Yeah.
yeah, they don't look impenetrable like before. So
Mm-hmm.
they can be getting, and
Even Liverpool too. So it's still
it's
open.
still very wide
It's still
open. It's
it's
still
still
very wide
very
open. I
open.
just need us to have our run of games with the players that we know should be starting for us.
Low key, we've lost our back four.
Yeah, as it is now, I don't know the complexity of this guy's injury. That's Gabriel, right?
Mm.
But
We
Gabriel,
don't.
if
Yeah.
he's missing that game, it's going to be a Kivio Saliba partnership, of which I don't even think Ateta wants to do that. Ateta would rather still keep Partey in right back.
Then do a Ben White and I don't know.
But
No, no,
well,
no.
that's not for us to bother about. Let's enjoy the rest of our Sunday,
We'll see
knowing
who
that
is
we didn't lose a
we'll see who is
game.
available.
All right, my G, nice
All
one.
right, nice one, man.
Peace out.
Yeah.
Everyone watching, like, comment, please subscribe, support us. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your week.
You too. Nice one.
All right, my G.